Hey everyone, it's Thursday evening. It is beautiful out today. It started out being so cloudy and rainy and a little bit on the cool side. And I've recorded 2 videos, I think, already today in my emerald green shirt and black leggings. It's the same day, and I've already been out to town, and I did go to Giovanni's and eat me a salad, and I came home and ate a protein bar just now and took my vitamins, and I had the braid. Remember, if you watched the previous videos, I'm not sure what order these will go in, but I showed my purse, and then I showed a small declutter that I was sending to Kayla. And then it's the same day, and I'm going to go ahead and show you some more stuff that I'm going to hand on down to either Hope or Sue Ellen, or maybe just donate it to Goodwill. But I went through my half rounder again. I didn't really fill at the closet yet, but I went through all my shirts and tried a bunch of stuff on. I put that little camo t-shirt on that I said was too big on me, and it is a little bit big, but I'm going to keep it. I like it. And I just come home and took my green shirt off and my black leggings off and just put my black joggers on and this camo t-shirt. So I'm going to show you some more stuff I'm going to declutter. There's something itching me. I hate tags in shirts. A lot of times I'll cut them out. This one's got a real stiff one in it and it's itching me. But I went out to town. I took a couple things back to that little store. I just ate my protein bar. And I still got some little pieces in my mouth. I know it's gross. But I ate my protein bar and took my vitamins. I told you that, didn't I? Anyway, there was a couple of things that I took back. That little store, the people that run that store are so nice. And they always let you bring stuff back and exchange it. Well, I took back the one top that I showed you that looked like a zebra print. And it was sleeveless and it crisscrossed in the front and tied in the back. I was not crazy about that little top after I got it, so I took it back today and traded it for something that I'll show you. And I took back a pair of those Spanx. I would have took back both pair, but I wore the nude pair, when was it? Yesterday. And I liked the way that they supported my stomach and held my stomach in. But I should have knew this before when I picked those up. I don't like boy shorts. The way I'm made, I don't know if every woman's like this, but boy shorts want to ride up on me, and I don't like that. And where I do wear support hose and stuff, it was like bunching up under my hose. And then I tried to wear the Spanx without any hose, and you could see the crease where the boy shorts, on my leg. So I did not like the Spanx. Now, like I said, I can't speak for every woman. Everybody's different. But I tried boy shorts before and never liked them. But I think just because those were Spanx and I thought they would have support, I went ahead and picked up the black pair and the nude pair. Well, I wore the nude pair, and they're back there on my treadmill because I just hand washed them. I'm going to hand them down to Kayla because she wanted to try them anyway. So I'm going to hand the nude pair down to Kayla, and I took the black pair back today along with that zebra print sleeveless top, and I traded it for 2 other things that I'll show you. I've got these tags. They're stickies, and I've got them stuck on my finger. But, no, I should have knew that because I had tried boy shorts before. You can see the sun. It's a beautiful evening. The sun came out and my air condition finally, that's the first time it's clicked on all day. So it's waited till late in the evening because it's probably going on 6:30 or so before the sun came out and it started warming up. But anyway, I'll hop up and show you what I'm going to hand down. And I am going to start going through some stuff in my closet and my dresses to see if there's anything. I went through my shoes not long ago. So I don't think I have any shoes to hand down. Look at my hair. I just bundled it up on my head when I came in. That braid was killing me. I felt like a little kid with it flopping around. So I'm back to normal with my big messy bun on my head. This is my favorite way to wear my hair. I always wear my hair up, usually anyway. And I may have a few other things eventually that I want to hand down. I'll always do that. I'll always hand stuff down and bring stuff in. But this shirt really is big. I don't know. It kind of aggravates me because it's kind of, look how bony I am. And you can see I'm a very veiny person. Look at the veins in my hands and arms, which is a good thing because I'm anemic. And a couple years ago when I broke my ankle, when I went into the hospital, my hemoglobin, is that how you say it? My hemoglobin was down to 7. And normal is like 12 or 14. It's 14 now. I had it checked not long ago, and it's up to 14. But when I went in, it was a blessing that I broke I know it sounds funny, but I never go to the doctor and never go to the hospital for anything. Well, when I broke my ankle and had to go to the hospital, they took me in an ambulance, of course. When they got me in there and started doing all of my blood work and stuff, my hemoglobin was down to 7, which is dangerously low. I could have passed out or died even. They said if it gets down to like 5 or 6, you could pass out. If I would have been driving or anything, I could have killed myself or somebody else. So it was really a blessing that I broke my ankle, and that way I ended up in the hospital so they could check my blood and stuff. And I had to have 2 units of blood. I was going to tell you the story, but I always tell you, I'm going to tell you my story about my ankle, and I touch on it, but I never tell you the full story. So I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, since we got some time, I ain't no hurry if you ain't. But I used to babysit a good friend of mine, her little grandson. She's my praise and worship leader, my former praise and worship leader. Well, it was her little grandson. Well, I used to babysit him, and he was the sweetest little thing. And he is the one that started calling me Mamu. And I don't know, I may have told you this story, but I'll tell you again. But I used to be real heavy, you know that. And at the time that I babysat him, I used to wear big old, what they call them, we call them moo-moos, but I think they're called Kafgans or Shafgans or, anyway, the big silky, like beachwear, and but we always just called them moo-moos. They look like Jamaican style dresses or clothes or something, but I used to wear them all the time, and they're comfortable and cool. And like I said, I was like 220 pounds then, and so I used to wear them all the time. Well, the little boy that I used to watch, he started out calling me Mamaw because my little granddaughter, Brooklyn, she is my step-granddaughter. She was 6 when my daughter, Kayla, and her dad got together. So she is my step-granddaughter, but she's just like my own. And so when she first came into the family, she said, what do I need to call you? I said, baby, you can call me whatever you want to call me. And she already had a nanny and stuff at that time. So she said, I'll call you Mamaw. And so she started calling me Mamaw, and she did for several months. And she was always around. When I would babysit this little boy, she was always around too. They were very close. And so one day I was wearing my muumuu, and Brooklyn and the little boy, I won't give his name out, but he was so sweet, and he's just like one of ours. You know, I got so attached to him. Well, anyway, one day they were joking around with me, and Brooklyn's like, Mamaw was wearing a muumuu, like that. And the little boy was like, Mamu! And that's how I got the name Mamu. Is that not the cutest thing? Well, after that, he started calling me Mamu. Brooklyn started calling me Mamu. Now my grandbabies call me Mamu. But she was like, look, Mamaw is wearing a moo-moo. And he was just like, Mamu. And I thought that was so cute. So that is how I got Mamu. But sometimes Kanan calls me Mam. And sometimes Gage just calls me Maul. I don't. It's so funny. Sometimes it's like Maul, but sometimes Gage will say Mamu. But Kanan usually calls me Mamu all the time, but sometimes he'll say Man. But anyway, the little boy that I used to babysit, I babysit him for probably a year or so. He stuck me with Mamu, and that's how I got the name. And I said, I can't wait to tell him when he's older, because we're all still real good friends, that he's the one that named me Mamu. Because he still calls me Mamu. If he sees me at church or something, he calls me Mamu. So that's how I got the name. But anyway, the day that I broke my ankle, we were visiting some friends of ours, and I was carrying the little boy. I was packing him. We had went over to this little store that my friends, they own, and they had these old dum-dum suckers in there that they give out to kids and stuff. Well, when we were leaving the store, we got him a sucker, and he was eating his sucker. And so me and him was walking out, which I didn't have my moo-moo on that day. I would probably really tripped and fell and done some major damage. I just had like a pair of joggers and an old t-shirt. When I'm heavy, I go around bumming it. I never dressed up. My kids will tell you. They're like, Mom, you are one extreme to the other. You're either dressed up to the hilt every day, or you're not dressed up at all. But when I'm big, usually, or when I was big, I'm not going to be big again. When I was big, I would just go around comfortable, no makeup, usually. Unless I was cleaned up for church or going out, I usually looked about the same every day. And I never would hardly shop back then or buy clothes. And when I did, it was sizes that were too small to try to motivate me. But anyway, so I had a pair of joggers and a t-shirt on and some old flip-flops. Well, I was packing him out of the store, and some family Hope's in-laws lived next door to this store, so we was walking back over to their house. Well, I was packing him, and I was looking down at him, and we was talking about his sucker. And so I was packing him, and we were going through the yard, and in the yard they had this picnic table. So we were passing by the picnic table, and my right foot went down into a little dip, and I was looking at him, and I don't have very good balance anyway. I've told you that before. And I was looking at him, talking to him about that sucker, and my right foot went down into this little dip, and I lost my balance, and I turned my right foot, and I was holding him, trying to brace him up because I felt like I was going down, and that picnic table was right there, and I didn't want him to hit it. So I was holding him in my right arm, and so when I felt like I was going down, I went over on this, I leaned over this way to keep him from hitting that picnic table, and every bit of my 220 pounds plus whatever he weighed, 20-some pounds at the time, went down on my left ankle, my left foot, and it turned in. And every bit of that weight where I was, and I never did let go of him, but every bit of my weight and his weight went down on my left ankle, and I could hear it. I heard both, and my hearing's not very good, so it must have cracked really loud. I heard both bones break, pop, pop. And I went down on my foot, and I was still holding him. And I was in the yard between the store and the house. And I was screaming, help me, help me. I was screaming because I had him, and I could not move. I was like paralyzed. And I didn't want to let him go because he's just a toddler. So I was screaming to the top of my lungs. Well, finally, some people from the store ran out, and they grabbed him, and I laid there, and Hope was in the house. So Hope and all the family and all the friends ran out, and I would not look at my ankle. I knew I had done some major damage, and I could tell the way people were looking at it and like, ooh and ah, and Hope was taking pictures of it on her phone, and I didn't even want to look at it. But after the fact, I did look at the picture. It looked terrible. The bone did not break through my skin, but it broke both bones on both sides. Let me see if I can show you my ankle. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. Let me prop it up. I don't know if you can see. You can see the scar right here. I broke this bone, and I broke this bone. See? You can see the scar on both sides, and I have a big fat, because I usually have really skinny ankles, but if you can see how big this is, and that's what I was telling you a lot of times. I can't wear certain boots or shoes if they slip on because it don't want to go over that. Now you can see the difference in my little skinny ankle, and then here's my big ankle. See it? And anyway, I had to have surgery. Well, they called an ambulance, and I went in an ambulance to a nearby hospital. It was just about, I don't know, not even 10 minutes away. And they got me there, and they gave me some pain meds in the ambulance, and I think I was more in shock because I really didn't. I cried. I was emotional, and I was just upset that it happened. Excuse me, that protein bar and pop. I drank a can of pop. I was so upset that it happened. Of course, I was emotional and crying, and I had and Hope was pregnant at the time, and she sat down on the ground, and I had my head in her lap, and I was crying. I was so emotional. And they called the ambulance, and they gave me some pain meds in the ambulance. But at that time, I was not hurting. I don't know why. Thank God I was not in very much pain because both both bones were broke completely in two. It was a clean break, thank God. They did do surgery, and I'll get into that later. I don't know how I got into the story. I'm very chatty. I'm still by my husband's working late this evening. He said he's going to work till dark, so he won't be home till 9 or 10 o'clock tonight. Hope had church. Kayla's out on a date with her honey. My mom's babysitting the kids, so I'm just by myself today. But I'm making good of it. I've made some videos. But anyway, what was I saying? I was not in any pain at all. But they did give me some pain meds, and they were talking to me in the ambulance, and I still wouldn't look at my foot. And they're like, oh, it may not be broke. We've seen worse. But they had to know. I think they was just trying to keep me calm. Okay, I was fine. Well, they got me there. Well, by the time that they took me in to take x-rays, when those ladies, there was like a couple ladies doing my x-ray, when they picked my foot up off that table, oh my gosh, I had never experienced so much pain in all my life. And I've had 3 kids, and I had Hope Natural without any painkiller. I had never felt anything so painful. When they picked my foot up, because there was nothing supporting my foot, and they picked it up, I wailed and screamed and hollered, and my husband was on the other side. Of course, they wouldn't let anybody in there in the x-ray room. and she was pregnant, so she had to stay away. They could hear me screaming out in the hall, and my husband said he had never felt so sorry for me, and he's been with me through all my kids, having my kids and stuff. That was so painful. And at that time, we still didn't know what we were looking at. I wasn't for sure how bad it was. But they done the x-rays, and after it was over with, the lady said, honey, if it helps you any at all, you done really well with that, because I was crying and screaming, and they give me some more medicine. Well, kind of made me drowsy, and after that, I don't remember a whole lot after that, because they did kind of sedate me. I do remember Bryant, my kids, coming in to see me and stuff. But we found out by the x-rays that I had broke both bones and that I was going to have surgery. Well, in the meantime, of course, they're doing all the lab work and all that. That's when they found that my blood was dangerously low. If I had not have broken, and I am a true believer that all things work together for good for those that love the Lord. And if you're a Christian, I think God allows things to happen for our good. And I think that God allowed that to happen so I could get in to find out about my blood, because I would have never went to the hospital. So I tried to find good in that situation, and we did, and come to find out, I could have died or passed out. So they gave me 2 units of blood. They were really concerned about that, because they thought with that kind of blood loss that there was something internally going on with me, and they checked for different diseases and stuff. But it's just that I'm anemic, and I don't eat meat. I don't get enough iron and protein in my diet. And I told them that. I hadn't eaten meat in several years. And I had one off my vitamins. So, and everything all together and all combined just kind of caught up to me. And I'm just thankful that they found it in time, because I was driving my kids around. I was driving my pregnant girls around, my granddaughter around, myself around. I could have passed that. They said you could have passed out at any time. I knew I wasn't feeling well. But I just kind of thought it was where I was overweight or unhealthy or I was going through menopause, premenopause even then. But I could get up from sitting in a recliner and my heart would just start racing like I had run a marathon. And they said that was just my blood trying to pump where it was so low. And that's what made me think about that, because I'm a very veiny person, but I got down to where my veins, you couldn't even hardly see them. My blood was that low. But they gave me 2 units of blood. I ended up having ankle surgery a couple weeks later. We had to let the swelling go down. So that they couldn't even do surgery for a couple weeks. So I had to go to my mom's, keep my foot elevated. My mom took care of me through all that. I don't know what I would have done without her. My mother is one of the, and I'm going to get emotional, but my mom is one of the strongest people I've ever met. And I love my mother, and she is a very big inspiration to me. But she took me in and took care of me. I couldn't do anything for myself, and she took care of me for 2 months when I was going through that. And Mom, if you're watching, I love you and I appreciate you. But she took care of me, and she done things for me that I wouldn't even tell you that she had to do for me. But she was there through all of it, and I really appreciate her for that. I could have came home, but my husband works, and I have a Great Dane, and I have pets and stuff, and we was afraid that my dog would knock me over. But now for the first 2 weeks, there's no way I could have took care of myself, or even after the surgery, because I was in the bed most of the time. But from the time that I broke my ankle to the time I had surgery, Canaan, my first grandson, was born. So both of my grandbabies were born when my foot was broke. But even before I had surgery, Canaan was born. So we was there, and they was pushing me around in the wheelchair, and we was sitting out in the waiting room or in the room, and I had to keep my foot propped up. I had to keep it elevated, because that's what we were trying to do, was to get the swelling to go down so they could do the surgery. So I remember being in that hospital. Kayla was in labor. I'm laying around with my foot propped up, trying to get the swelling out of my ankle. And I look back on it now, and it was a trying time. I said we had some up moments and down moments. It was a very emotional time in our lives. But when Kana was born, my foot was completely broke. I hadn't had surgery. But by the time that Gage was born, 37 days later, I had had surgery, but I was still in a wheelchair. Even when she had went in to have Gage, they were still pushing me around in a wheelchair. So I was on crutches. I was in a wheelchair, crutches, on a walker. Then I graduated to a boot. And by the time Kana was born in October, Gage was born in November, and by the time Christmas came, I was walking around on my boot, but I was still in a boot, and I was limping really bad. But by that time, I was home. But my mommy took care of me for 2 months, But I healed up from all of that. Now I'm well, and now my blood's normal, and I'm healthier than I've ever been in my life, I guess. except for I have an ugly ankle now. And I was so proud of my skin. Even when I was 220 pounds, I would brag that I had little skinny ankles. I said that's what I get for being proud of my little bony ankles. Now they don't even match. But I'm thankful that I am healthy, and I'm thankful that my blood is well, and I am on iron. I take a lot of iron each day. And I am supposed to keep up with it once a year. But I think now that I'm back on my iron and stuff, I'll be fine. I did go to the hospital not too long ago because I did feel like my blood and stuff was getting low. But it was just where I was going through some stress in my life, plus menopause. I said, you don't realize how much menopause, I'm sure women that go through it, know how much menopause affects your life and how you feel. And right now, these daggone hot flashes, I told Bryant, my husband, if I lay in the bed with him, usually I'm elevated in a recliner. I've told you I like to sleep in a recliner, and I like to be elevated. And I don't like to cuddle, and I don't like to be hot. I like to sleep by myself. But a lot of times I'll crawl over in the bed with him and just lay there with him. And he can tell every time when I'm starting to have a hot flash. He said, your skin gets so hot, and I start kicking off them covers. He said, you feel like a heater, you know. And so by that time, I'm usually jumping up and getting over in the recliner because the recliner's right next to our bed. And so I'm usually jumping up and getting back over in the recliner. But last night, it was cool. I had some hot flashes, but I didn't have to get up. I think I stayed in the bed with him several hours before I had to get up and get over in the recliner before I got too hot. But the hot flashes is the worst part. That along with the insomnia, because I do not like to be restless. If I am tired, I want to go to sleep. I want to sleep all night. I don't want to get up and go to the bathroom. I don't want to toss and turn. I don't get up. I usually don't get up to, used to before, I would get up through the night and eat and snack, but I don't do that anymore until the other night when I got up and wanted that old stupid white chocolate bunny with peanut butter. I told you about that. I slept for a few hours, and I got up thinking about that candy bar and had to get up and eat it. But I don't do that. I don't get up through the night. But with this insomnia, I am up all through the night, tossing and turning. And what I'll do is I'll just turn on my phone, or I'll lay there and try to just think or pray or whatever. But I am up all through the night. And I hate that because I like to sleep and then sleep until I'm ready to get up, you know. But anyway, I am chatty. I hope that you like this video. It's going on 22 minutes, and I have not even showed you. I'm sure it's going to kick off on me, but I will go until it kicks off, and then I'll click it back on. Okay, I just came home and put on this little Rockin' Republic camo shirt that I told you about, my black joggers. Okay, I took back the little zebra print shirt and a pair of the Spanx, and I traded them for this sweater. It is a army green sweater. I love the ties on the side. It's an Ann Taylor, size small. And, of course, the last few items that I've got from there, I don't know if they're taking off the price for some reason, if they have to or something. But the last few things I've got from there does not have the price, which kind of sucks because I like to tell you what what the original price would have been. But it's a size small, and I'm going to love this little sweater. It is boxy and big, but it's made to be that way. But I love this. But this was one of the items that I traded for. And the other is an Ann Taylor dress. And you know I've been hooked on dresses and stripes. So it is a white dress with black stripes. Very soft, like a stretchy material. And it is a size 0. And it zips up the back. And I love this little dress. And it does not have a price. It's been tore off. So I don't really know, Ann Taylor stuff, I've already found that out. Very, very spendy and pricey. Very expensive. Ann Taylor, Loft, all of it's very expensive. But those are the 2 items that I traded my things for. So I'm going to hang these over here out of the way. And then I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I'm going to hand down. Okay, you remember these Christian tees that I bought not long ago? And I did wear this one. But I feel like I look like a little kid in them because they are youth t-shirts. They were the small... I think they're the small even in the youth. Yeah, small youth. And I do think I look like a little 12-year-old boy in them. So I'm handing these down to Brooklyn. She'll be glad to get them. She'll like them. But you remember them. The one about singing praises, and the center one that's got the scripture on the back, and the one that says got Jesus. So I'm handing these down to my granddaughter. I think she'll love that. She loves anything like that. She dresses a lot like her Mamu, actually. She likes a lot of the t-shirts and the more edgy, like kind of like masculine looking stuff. She's not much for frills, and her mommy tries to get her to dress up and stuff. And every now and then you will see her in a dress, but most of the time she just likes to bum around in old t-shirts and stuff. Okay, you'll probably remember this one. I tried this one on today, and it's a little big. I did not try this on when I got it at Gabe's, but I got it for $2, and it was the Carly brand tee that says NYC, and it's got the distressing around the collar. I'm going to hand this down to Hope. I think that she would like it where she's pregnant because it is kind of roomy. I'm going to let her look at this stuff anyway, and if she don't want it, I'll let Sue Ellen or somebody look at it. But I'm going to hand this one down. I'm also going to hand down this Vans. You'll remember I wore this one time. It says Off the Wall 66, but it's a little too square and boxy. I like my t-shirts. I'm kind of picky. And this one actually is boxy. I don't even know if I'm going to keep this. The way that, looking at it on the, even though it's camo, I think I may hand this one down to Hope too. I'm real picky. I like a fitted t-shirt, or I like one that is kind of smaller this way that I can tuck in. I don't like something that's real square and boxy when it comes to a tee. And this one was kinda. So I'm going to hand this one down. Okay. And this one I wore when me and Mary went bowling, and I enjoyed it. But I did not know that this says "Hello, boys" in French. So I knew that bonjour was probably hello, but my sister-in-law, she likes to comment on my videos, and she said, "Your shirt says hello, boys." So I'm going to hand this one down to Brooklyn, and she'll probably really like this one too. It'll be big on her, but it'll still look cute on her. But yeah, hello, boys in French. That's not what I want to say. I'm a 48-year-old mamu. I don't think I want to say hello, boys, which I do like to look young, and I do like to dress like a rock and roll chick, but hello, boys is a little much, even for me. Okay, the little Mustang sweatshirt I've worn several times. The last time I wore this sweatshirt was on that video. I won't say on the right. Aggravated the soup out of me because it will not stay up on my shoulders. And I know it could look cute as an off the shoulder, but I'm not too real big. I like the cold shoulders, but as far as something being completely off the shoulder, it's just a little too much for me. But I think Hope will really like this one, even if it's just to wear around her house. But that's the black Mustang one that came from Goodwill. Okay, this next shirt is an Old Navy button-up. And I just don't like, I bought this at Goodwill too. It's a size small. I don't know if you can tell. It's like a gray denim. It's got a little something on it. I'm going to spot clean it. I don't like the color of it. I don't know what it is. I just don't like the color of this. It's a bluish gray, and I have worn it a couple times, and it's a little stiff. I don't know really what's going on with this shirt. And I've even tried to give it away before and stuck it back on my half round, but I'm going to get rid of this one. I don't know if Sue Ellen will like it or not, but I'm going to let her look at it. Hope will like this one. But I'm handing this one down. Okay, this next one is a Jennifer Lopez. I'm trying to rush through this. This is probably going to click off, but I'll just click back on. This is a Jennifer Lopez cold shoulder, very soft and flowy. And I got this on clearance for $4.40. It was regularly $44. But I think that Hope could wear this. And her pregnant, I don't know how long that she'd be. Probably a while, unless it would get too tight in the bust area. But I'm going to let her look at this. This is really soft and flowy. And where she's pregnant, I think she could get a few months out of this, I think. Because it's running kind of big. The same thing with this. I thought this would be cute with her little pregnant belly. I wore this one time with my camo pants, and I thought it looked maternity. I didn't like the way it looked on me at all. It's a Lauren Conrad size small, and I only get $4 or $5 for it at Kohl's. But I'm going to let Hope look at it. And where it is stretchy material, I think it'll fit her chest area okay and let her little belly stick out. I think that would be cute. So I'm going to let her, actually, she's at church. I told you that. But when she gets in tonight, I'm going to take this stuff down there and let her look at it. Okay. And the next thing is also a Jennifer Lopez. I wasn't for sure what this thing was. And I tried it on. I'm not crazy about it. I don't know. I thought it was kind of cute and edgy in the store. And it was just $4.80. That's my problem. I pick up stuff just because it's cheap. And then I get it home. I don't even try it on usually. And then I get it home and I don't like it. But I think Hope might like this one. This would be, Hope dances. And this might be cute for her to dance in. But I'm going to let her look at this one too. I have no idea what it is. I mean, you'd have to wear something under it, of course. And it's shiny, black and shiny. But I'm going to let her look at that one. And this next one is a Vera Wang, and it would be a very cute maternity top if it's not too tight on her where it is a small. If this fits me okay, but I just didn't like it. I'm going to let her try it on. If it ain't too tight in the bust area in the sleeve, she'd probably really like it. It would look cute on a pregnant belly, wouldn't it? I think. And you'll remember I got this one for just $4 or $5. Vera Wang. Okay, the next one is a t-shirt from TJ Maxx. I've had a while. Never did wear it. I don't know how much I give for it. But it's a bigger, stretchy t-shirt. It's not really a t-shirt. It's kind of ribbed. And it's very, very stretchy and soft. And I thought Hope would like this one too. Because she's not going to buy a lot of clothes. She's just going to wear normal clothes and maybe go up a size or two. But both of my girls just wore normal clothes last time. They only had very few things in maternity. And I think Hope's just going to do that again this time. And I thought she would like anything that's got a little stretch to it like that. This next top would be gorgeous on a pregnant girl. Look how cute this is. It's a cold shoulder. I did wear this one day when I went out with my husband, but it was too big and boxy. And it is a beach lunch lounge. You know I love that brand, and it's a small. But all of my beach lunch lounge stuff is too big on me. Most of my stuff I bought in small because I guess I was still losing weight, or I don't know what it was. But the beach lunch lounge runs big. So anytime that I buy anything from that brand, it's going to have to be an extra small from now on. But you can see it was just big and wide and boxy, and it didn't do anything for me. But I think this will look gorgeous on Hope. I think she'll really like this one. Okay, the next thing is probably, Hope won't wear this. I don't know though, she might. It's got a little bit of room at the bottom, don't it? Look at it. But I bought this at Charlotte Russe, and it is, I've got similar things to this, and I didn't like the fit of it as well. It comes down it's rounded, comes down too long or too much, and I'd have to wear something under it. And when you do that with cold shoulders, a lot of times you can see your straps, and I won't like that. But Hope might like that one, actually. I'm going to take that to her. Okay, this next one is just a little blouse I got at Goodwill a long time ago, and it ties in the front, and that would even look cute on her. She'll have to. Hope is kind of picky. She don't like a whole lot of stuff. Hope's not a big shopper, actually. She don't like it. We can go out, and she don't ever have to look at anything. But she might like it where she's pregnant. But it ties in the front, and it's blousy. But I got this at Goodwill for a couple $. Okay, this next thing is a long tunic style top, which would really be cute on a pregnant girl. But it runs a little small, so she'll have to try it and see. If not, Sue Ellen might like this. My mom would like this, but I don't know if it would fit her. But I got this at Goodwill. It's at apartment 9, but it's a size small, so I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. And this next top is going to Sue Ellen because I wore it to the tent revival the other night, and she fell in love with it and told me if I ever got rid of it, she wanted it, which I do like the top, and I just wore it once, but I want to bless my friend with it. So, Sue Ellen, if you watch this before you get the blouse, it's on its way to you. She thought it was white, but it's really a very, very pale gray. It's a very beautiful blouse. It's the Anna brand, size small from Penny's. And I just wore it with a pair of jeans, and it was really pretty. It's very thin and flowy, but she loved it. And she said, if you ever get rid of that top, I want it. So Sue Ellen's getting this one. And I think that is everything that I have. My camera did not kick off, so that's a good thing. That's everything that I have right now that I'm handing down, the things that I traded today. And I'm definitely handing this down. I've got too many things I like better than to wear. I just don't like it. I think I'll take it to Hope. But anyway, you guys have a great Thursday night, and I'll probably talk to you sometime this weekend. So God bless you. Did you see that? It cut off right at the very end. I was saying God bless you and bye-bye, and it cut it off. So I don't know how much it got. But what I was saying, you guys have a great weekend, and I will probably catch up with you. Tomorrow's Friday. I told you earlier that I'm going to probably go to Walgreens tomorrow and pick up some stuff. And I don't know what I've got planned for the weekend, but I'll probably talk to you a couple times. I'm on a roll, ain't I? I do that. I'll record for several days in a row, and then I'll go a week or so. Usually I don't go longer than a week. I think the longest I've ever went without recording is 10 days. So I usually try to catch up with you before then. But you guys have a great evening, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.